Hi, I'm Bobby McGee from Bobby McGee Endurance Sports, and I'm sitting here in a little town called Mount Beauty in the southern part of Australia. I am up at an altitude training camp at Falls Creek, and so this is a 30-minute drive, a 40-minute drive down the hill. So there's no significant altitude in this town, but there are no swimming facilities up at altitude at Falls Creek. So this particular group, or actually two groups of triathletes, come down 4 times a week to do their swim session. And I started off today with doing some of their, teaching them how to do post-swim activities, and also showing them how to do some strides, pulling some tires and so on. So you'll see in the background the athletes swimming. They can swim at a very high intensity because it's pretty much sea level conditions. And what I'm going to talk to you about today is a little bit is what kind of impact does the swim have on the run, and how can we work towards countering that if it's a negative impact. And obviously the huge positive impact is the low stress environment of the water. The water's got provides a very low gravity environment. The athletes are floating in water that's cool. It's good for their musculature, and they're also developing tremendous cardiovascular ability in these low impact environments like the bicycle and the pool. There are some negatives, of course, and those are ones I'm going to go through. So the first thing that happens when you swim is you extend your foot to get a flipper. And in that foot extension, that action is called plantar flexion. And when you run, you actually need your foot up much higher. You need to be dorsiflexed when you run. And so when you get out of the pool, basically the muscles on the back of your leg are shortened, especially your soleus muscle, which is attached to your Achilles tendon. And you need to do some kind of an activity to lengthen that. And the activity that we do is called a heel walk, where the athletes walk on their heels, get their hips forward. All right. Another thing that happens in the pool is we move what we call ipsilaterally in the pool. In other words, the same side of the body moves in the pool. So when this arm goes in, this hip goes forward. All right. And so in other words, the hip and the leg and the shoulder and the arm all go forward at the same time. Whereas when you run, you work contralaterally, and in words, you work opposite. In other words, this shoulder goes forward and this leg goes forward. And that's called contralateral motion. And so some of the drills that you have to do after swimming, like a karaoke drill or a marching drill, those drills are to restore that cross patterning. Now when athletes are like behind me at the moment are in these large swim groups, and these athletes can swim somewhere anywhere up to 60 kilometers a week, 40 miles a week. And in that time they develop their bodies into posturally into swimming bodies, and we have to make sure that we can keep those bodies easily able to get back to running as well, because that's the art of triathlon, being able to be a full swimmer when you're swimming, a full cyclist when you're riding your bike, and a full runner when you're running. So the other thing that we need to work on is to restore this postural straightness that you see. So often when you're in the water, you're in this position, your chest up, and what you're trying to do is, when you're restoring that, is to get that chest down in the front so that the chest is square on the pelvis. That's what you're trying to do when you do your restoration drills. And the drills that we do for there are drills like crawling or holding on to something, pulling down, activating this front musculature, getting back into this effective running posture. So those are the 3 things that we work on: increasing plantar dorsiflexion, because you're too plantar flexed when you get out of the water. All right, increasing the ability to access your contralateral motions, where this shoulder and this hip work together, this elbow and this knee work together, this wrist and this ankle work together. And then finally the activation of the front part, the anterior chain, so that the chest comes down, is held down. All right, look forward to speaking to you guys next time. Thank you.